Sometimes we hear people say, pull your socks up, pull yourself together, you know. But if we could flick a switch, we would, wouldn't we?
For us men, we grew up in an environment saying that if you start talking about your feelings, that means you're soft.
People that look at me and then they go, oh, Andy Reid, triple amputee, he's climbing mountains and he's smashing life and he's doing this and he's doing that. But if you've got something going on in your world, be it like a bad back or a bad knee, or you just lost your job, or you just lost a relative, or your dog's just passed away, and you're struggling with that, then put your hand up and ask for help. You know,
it's the typical men's thing, isn't it? You're not good at telling everybody you're suffering mental health problems because it's not a man-like to do things like that.
We either put our head in the sand and think we haven't got a problem, or we're negative, we're sort of saying we can't do it, not what we can do.
Mental health, it isn't nothing to be ashamed of. It's, you know, you can't see it, but it is real.
No matter how much money you earn or how perfect your life looks, life's going to throw stuff at you.
Oh yeah.
Well, the baby thing you can never lose that, though. It's a more creative thing than
We can look after each other and not being afraid as men to do that.
We're all blokes together, aren't we?
I always wanted to be a dad. Seeing my baby daughter was amazing. About a year after, when obviously the financial side really started to hate myself, I felt like I was failing as a dad.
Pretty much throughout my whole career, I never had like a proper test of myself to get me into a dark place until probably when I lost my mum. I lost my mum in 2020 when I was over here, and I couldn't get back to Tonga, to where she was passed away. And I think that's the first time it hit me.
A really good friend of mine took his own life, and that sort of, I'd never got to the stage where I was having those thoughts, but if I'd have known, just talking about it with him, and you can't really blame yourself. No. But you sort of do.
Why I got into the work I'm in now is I had a bit of a breakdown back when I was like 29, and now I didn't want people to be in the same position as I was in.
It was about 3 years ago I came down here. I just wasn't myself. I wasn't doing what I needed to do to keep myself well. I wasn't talking to people. I was keeping inside.
It's not just about accepting the physical things that you can't do no more, like you can't just run anymore. It's quite tough mentally. I've been a fit and active and healthy person and been able to do all these things, so now you can't do that. It's not just accepting the physical stuff, it's the mental things.
Yeah. I always thought I was quite resilient, but on reflection, perhaps not so much so.
Stopped going out, stopped socialising, and I would look at myself in the mirror and just think, ooh, you're disgusting, you're ugly, you're fat.
I still have that struggle of thinking that my mum has passed away. This is 4 years down the road now, but I can still feel it in me.
There's times where I'm just sat in the house by myself, feeling quite lonely sometimes.
Yeah. It just took over my life, and at that point, I started hating life, and I got to a point where I didn't want to be alive anymore.
If I don't feel hope, how can I move forward?
You can't lock it up and bottle it up.
I started realising something's not right. I shouldn't be feeling like this, and that's when I went to the doctors and I asked them what's wrong with me.
The thing that got me through it's how I get to look after the emotion, and by that it was me talking about it a bit more.
After a few months, I remember feeling a lot better in myself. I felt happy again.
I think once you start that work, you never really stop until you don't. I think it's a continuation.
It's not a race. Life isn't a race, it's a journey.
Yeah.
We put ourselves under that much pressure.
You need to focus on yourself sometimes to make yourself better.
You're doing what's important to you.
You're not going to have your best day every day, are you?
Yeah.
So when you're having them low points, it's figuring out how to get yourself out of them.
I have loads of bad days, but they're less and less.
It's okay for those things to come back into your mind, But if they start becoming a bit too much, where that means then the next day you don't want to get out of bed, or the next day you like can't be bothered getting a shave, and you're getting a little bit down about it, and it can't be overwhelming you, and it becomes the only thing that you're thinking about. Then that's the time to go and speak to somebody.
When you tell someone or you work through something with someone, you feel a little bit lighter sometimes. I always felt a little bit lighter, you know.
Connecting with people, friends, family, colleagues who become friends, and checking in on each other and making sure that, you know, we all know how to look after each other.
I think it's a good thing to go out there and clear your head. Do something that you like as well. That's why I used to do, like.
You know, I definitely use going out on my bike and cycling as a way of keeping my head in the right space. There's lots of evidence that actually that connection with green spaces or
grounding yourself,
blue
regularly.
spaces next to water is really relaxing.
And when you're having the hard times, just absolutely just stop, and as I say, this will pass.
Just be the best version of the person you can be.
It's okay to cry, it's okay to talk.
Absolutely.
Just don't be ashamed.
If someone comes along and sort of says, I believe in you.
We're all human, we've all got the same things going on, and once we start speaking about them things, you think, actually, I'm not on my own.
There is, for want of a better term, light at the end of the tunnel. That's all what we all need.